Hi everyone, it's Hazel here again. Um, um, yes, what I'm going to be working on is my Remembery from time to time. Not sort of going to be the only project I'm on, because I want to carry on with the masterboards. I want to carry on with a whole lot of other things that I'm wanting to work on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record in batches what I'm doing, and then from time to time posting. So for example, today what I'm talking about is the construction of the journal. I have decided on the cover that I want, which is actually the cover from the diary of I really have to get that name right. Here we go. The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. There. Now I can't forget. Right. So what I've done is I obviously took the inside out of the cover, and then what I have decided to do is that I want the spine of my book to be quite thick. So here, as you can see, is the original spine of the book. What I've done was I cut this off. I can't show you the inside because I've already put a piece of heavy card on it. Yes, one piece only so far. But this was, let's turn this over. It's easier for us to see. This is how this was looking once I took it apart and opened it up. So I took this edge here of the fabric that went over the outside of the book cover, and I decided that was the width I would like my journal to be, and then these will be the covers of the journal, front and back. Okay, so what I've done so far is please ignore all the scritching on this section here. It is oh dear, it's been done over and over and over again as I work my way through. But I have now discovered a couple of tutorials, obviously, on how to do the covers of your journal, and was happy to discover that I was more or less on the right track. So, right, this is the spine in preparation. I'm going to do a hidden spine. In other words, the signatures will not be showing on the outside of the book when I've sewn them in. They will be attached to this piece of card. And what I've done so far, okay, is that is the spine, rigid and ready to be added to the covers. This is the center where the signatures will be going. This is the spine that the signatures will be attached to, and I have already prepared the holes for the signatures. So that is my little template for the holes of the signatures. As far as the pages are concerned, I decided a little while ago just to be completely different. I'm not quite comfortable yet with different size paper, vintage invoices, being tucked in sideways, and this kind of thing when it comes to pages in the video, in the journal, because my journal is actually going to be something of a little historical journal about my family and their various offspring and so on. So to hand on to my granddaughter. So I have decided that I'm going to use the brown packaging paper that we all seem to get. I have cut them into more or less A4 size. At the moment they're a little bit above and beyond, but I'm not terribly concerned about that. The pages, okay, the sizing of the journal, this one I measured, and people, I'm going to be talking in centimeters initially, but if you want imperial measures in inches, please let me know and I will start putting those in the comments. But I'm finding it difficult to remember the two different kind of measurements. So anyway, back to this. The cover is 16 centimeters across and 23 centimeters in height. So taking an A4 piece of paper, let's pretend this is a nice little A4 piece of paper, fold it in half, you've got an A5. So basically I'll be making the pages inside the journal the size of A5s, which will be, what have I done with my measurements? Here they are. I'm starting to be a little bit efficient with how I am constructing this whole thing. Okay, the cover height is 23.5 centimeters high, so that's this length. The width is 16 centimeters, which is this one. The pages, the height will be 21 centimeters and the width will be 14.5 centimeters, 14.5, because that will give us pages that will fit more or less like this. Let me just do that quickly. They'll fit in more or less like this, which suits me fine. I rather like that. It's fairly wide space around the book once it's closed, between the cover and the pages, but I rather like that. Okay, so that is how it's going to be. And you're probably wondering, well, where am I actually going to record my little histories? I have decided I'm going to use this paper. I'm going to be painting and mark making, etc. on this paper. And then what I'm going to do for the parts where I'm actually writing, I have several old exercise books. I do keep telling you that I hoard books, and they don't have to actually be storybooks. So this came out of a diary. This is your average line size. Not 100% sure what it is, but that is the average size. This is slightly narrower. This came out of an old notebook, not stationery, type stuff, like manuscript books, etc. So those lines. Then I've got Irish Faint, which is a narrow line. You can see the spaces between these are very narrow, compared to this one, which is your average width. So it's going to have interest because there's going to be different sizes of script and so on. I'm not going to just be boring and, for example, stick that down and write stories on it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be decoupaging photographs or items of interest on here, and then adding little journaling sections all over the place. So that is basically how I'm doing it. I've never done scrapbooking in my life before. I don't know how it's done. So I don't even know if what I'm doing is more scrapbooking than art journaling. But this is me doing my own thing. Okay, guys, so that's as far as I'm going here. Because I need to tuck these all away, make some space to work, and get on with preparing brown paper masterboards for the journal. And as I said, I'll be doing it from time to time. So every now and then a random video is going to come up about the art journal and showing you what I'm doing so far. So I'll be adding to this, I'm quite sure. Right, I've spent rather a long time folding and trimming and prepping. Well, no, basically it's just folding and trimming. The brown paper that I want to use as pages in the journal. And what I've done is I have measured and folded each one in half. Here we've got what I'm calling whole pages. They don't have any rough edges or holes in the middle or anything like that. And I think I've got 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yes, so I've got 12 of those all ready to be sorted out. And then so far there are only, I think, 3 of pages that are uneven. They have one uneven side. So for example, this one looks like that. This one is not so bad. It's simply got a bit of an uneven edge here, so that can easily be remedied. And then this one is a similar situation, not quite long enough, I assume. Yes, you see this edge here is uneven, so it doesn't quite meet, and I imagine the width is not kosher. Let's have a check of that. No, the width is not too bad. The width is not too bad, so this is actually one that's hardly going to be noticeable. Right, so there we have those. Now the plot today is to have a good look at the stencils that I've chosen. One of the ladies I've been following, I think the name is Meg Journal, I think. I'll confirm and put it in the comments below. But she also is doing a journal with only brown paper. Funnily enough, I'd already started mine, and next minute I saw a video of hers where she had just started hers as well. Right, so what she's done is she has taken stencils and she's stenciled on the brown paper with white stencil, and it's actually lovely. So that is what I'm aiming for today. I'm just going to use plain white acrylics. I'm not going to get into a a thingy with gesso and so on and so forth, because it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just going to be part of the background. But I'm rather liking what it looks like. So, righty ho, I've finally got my little ducks in a row. Got a couple of makeup sponges here because I want it to be a fairly smooth application if possible. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but it may be possible. This is the first little stencil I have. It's not very exciting, but it's rather pretty, and I think it'll be quite nice at the top left hand and bottom right hand corners of this page. Now I can be a clever little person and make sure I'm lining this up where it needs to go. Okay, people, fingers crossed. Have I done it properly? Yes. See how nice that looks. I think it's fabulous. Okay, so I can put this one down here. Okay, I am really happy about that. And what I'm going to do now is do it on this side again, because these two will not be next to each other. So I think let's just go ahead and do this. I am very pleased with this. I'm quite excited, I must be honest. It's fab. Now I keep repeating myself, but you know, I haven't been at this very long, so I'm still a little bit nervous, and I'm not as skillful as I will be in the future. So it is a tad nerve-wracking, even though all I'm going to lose here is, you know, some paper and some paint. But it's still kind of not nice if the video all only just show me making mistakes. So yeah, it's nice to be successful for a change. There we go. I think that's got enough on it. That's super. You see, what's also going to happen is with these pages, if I'm going to do some put some journaling paper in here, I'm not going to put whole sheets in, I don't think, and cover them with the white lined paper, because I would like to have a photograph or a picture or something, and a little story next to it. So I'm preferring that it's going to be this way on some of them, not all of them. And we've got to have some variety to keep things interesting. Right, how are we doing? We are doing beautifully, thank you very much. So there's one completed. Let's put it away to dry and take out another stencil, because I want to test a whole bunch of stencils, but this one is definitely a keeper for the future. I'm actually going to let this one not be so white. I think it'll look quite effective if it's slightly just slightly opaque, you know. It kind of gives it a dreamlike quality perhaps. Anyway, let's give it a try and see what happens. Yes, love it, love it, love it, love it. Of course, the nice thing is that if you do a stencil and it's actually got a bit messed up because it's moved or something like that, you can always just decoupage over it or paint over it or whatever, you know. It's never the end of the world. Okay, let's have a look. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Well, not quite so perfect, but close enough. Let me see, can I put this back? I noticed that I just haven't got this piece here done properly. Let me see if I can just put a little bit more paint on that section there. Done. There we go. That is fine. That is absolutely fine. I'm happy with that. So that is going to be put away. We will not do it in slow motion, but this is one that I've never tried, but it is rather beautiful, and I'm thinking of using it sort of down the edge of a page. I'm not sure how that's going to look. Do I want to do it down the edge of a page, or do I want to do it across the bottom? Okay, I'm going to think about this one. Okay, here we go. I've got some sort of a start on this, haven't I? Here's the first one, which is the one I was actually most happy with, to be perfectly honest. So that's page number 1. And this is how we would see it, like that. So I'm rather happy with that one. We have our little tree, also something that I rather love. I think it's very cute. So again, this would be one of the pages, and this would be Tara. And this is rather a nice one. I quite like this because I'm seeing it as obviously this would be page number 1. Very pretty, I think. And then this here would be page number 2. Equally nice. And you know, there's plenty of space here for putting in pictures and a little note and so on and so forth. So that has worked out very nicely. In that one that kind of stymied me a little, I left till last. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not terribly excited by it. This is how it looks. It could be this way up, that way up. I really don't know. I prefer this way up, but I'm not terribly excited about it. I will use it, and I'll see how it looks. Who knows? Perhaps I'll be pleasantly surprised at the end of the day. But this is where I'm drawing a halt. So, excuse me, this cough of mine. Yes, so this is the end of this video, I think, for now. And I'll just put these up so that we can see them all. And we'll be back again some other time. But for now, of course, it's stay well, stay safe. And don't forget, please, to subscribe. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I have got a sudden rush of new subscribers, which is absolutely fabulous. I'm so thrilled. And I'd like to welcome you all. Hope you're enjoying my videos. And we will chat again quite soon. So remember, like if you like it, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, please. And please don't forget the comments. I'm very pleased. I'm getting a lot of comments now, and I'm loving it because I kind of feel that I'm heading in the right direction at least. So until next time, bye bye. Painty fingers.